Welcome to this video on using cash flow projections, brought to you on behalf of Louth Local Enterprise Office and created by Michael Quigley. This video accompanies Workshop 7 of the Start Your Own Business course and is aimed at helping you to use the cash flow projection template supplied and used in the course. Managing your cash flow is absolutely vital, and cash flow is the lifeblood of any small business and often makes the difference between success and failure. In our example, you are starting a small business where you will invest €500. It will be a cash business, buying and selling for cash, usually within the same week. You have put some figures of your expected sales and expenditure down on paper just to see how things might work out. So let's take a look. The example we have here is a simple 4-month cash flow projection. We have called the months 1, 2, 3 and 4, but you should enter in the actual months, say March, April, May, etc. The cash flow is divided into 3 sections. The top section is called inflows, and this shows any money which is going to come into the business over the 4 months. The middle section, called outflows, shows any money that is going to flow out of the business or any money that we are going to spend. The bottom section is where we compare and analyse the figure with our net cash flow, opening balance and closing balance, which will tell us at any one time how much cash we have in our business and allow us to pay our bills. On this simple example, we have put some example headings and figures in. Under inflows, we have said we would invest €500 of our own money, and we show this in month 1. But of course, this is a one-off inflow, and so won't appear in any other month. We list products A, B and C, but in reality we would of course list the actual product or service we intend to sell. Under outflows, we have used example headings such as wages, rent, supplies, transport, telephone and internet. Again, you should amend these headings so as they apply to your business. We have some example figures to represent spending in these areas. Totaling our monthly inflows gives us the figures shown, and we call these totals A. And totaling the monthly outflows gives us totals for our spending. We call these totals B. Net cash flow, C, is where we simply subtract the money we spent from the money we took in. So we subtract the totals in row B from the totals in row A. In month 1, we can see that this gives us a balance of €250. We took in €250 more than we spent. Carrying this across months 2, 3 and 4, we will have net cash flows of €150, €50 and 0. If you look at opening balance, D, this simply shows how much cash did we have in our account at the start of the month. In our example here, as we are starting off, we don't have a last month, so this figure is 0. We add our opening balance, D, which is 0, to our net cash flow, C, and we now have a closing balance of €250, which means we have €250 in our account at the end of month 1. This closing balance for month 1 becomes the opening balance for month 2, so we transfer it across to the opening balance section of month 2. We add this €250 to the €150 cash flow, and we get a closing balance in month 2 of €400. We transfer this over to month 3. This gives us a closing balance in month 3 of €450, and we transfer to month 4. And when we total month 4, we have a closing balance of €450. Now we have completed a simple cash flow projection for our business. One of the benefits is that we can now look and answer some basic questions. The most basic question is, will I have cash in my business to pay bills as they arise? And secondly, we may ask the question, was it worth doing? Have we generated enough cash? In our example, if we look at the net cash flow, we can see that we have a possible problem. We have gone from a net cash flow of €250 to €150 to €50 and finally zero. This means that each month the difference between how much we take in and how much we spend is getting less. If this were to continue, it would mean that in month 5 we would need to start spending cash from our account, which, if it is planned, say we have bought some stock for an upcoming opportunity, that's fine. But if not, then our cash flow is telling us that we are spending too much money and we can't afford it. So we need to go back and look at our figures. If you look at month 3 and 4, you will see that our wages bill has increased by €50 per month. Well, our cash flow tells us that we can't afford this increase. If we look at our spending on supplies, this has increased from €200 in month 1 to €350 in month 4. But our sales have not increased by the same amount. Perhaps we're buying too much, or we are being wasteful in what we use. Either way, we need to manage this spending and spend less. If we were to reduce our spending in these areas, we would see that our cash flow greatly improves and makes it much more likely that our business will survive. Now, this is a simple paper cash flow. Whilst here we have used this simple template, there is a much easier way to put our cash flow projection together. You should use the template supplied, which will carry out all the calculations for you. You put your own figures into the template and see what happens. This is how the template will look on your computer, and we can change and adapt it to suit ourselves. You can change the headings from, say, product A to the actual things you'll be selling, be they products or services, and with outflows, change these headings to outflows that actually apply to your business. What will you be spending your cash on? Key in different figures and see what happens. Try different scenarios. The spreadsheet won't bite, and it's much better to spot a possible difficulty on paper than to find out the hard way 6 months down the line. Play about with this template, and when you're comfortable with using it, try using template 2. This is the same thing, but it's extended to a full 12 months. So it will give you a picture of your cash flow for the full year. Now, these templates have been supplied to you, so let's look at some ways we can access and use the working model for these spreadsheets. The easiest way to access and use your templates is to, first of all, download them to your computer. Secondly, open your download folder, and if you have Microsoft Excel installed on your computer, all you do is simply select one of the files and double click. Excel will open automatically, and there you will have your spreadsheet ready to use. Another way to access and use the templates is, if you have a Gmail address, simply go on to your Google page and sign in. On the top right hand corner, you'll notice 9 dots. Click on the 9 dots, and then you want to come down and click on your drive. Give it a moment to open up. Here's my Google Drive. Now, find your folder with the 2 downloads. Simply select them. So select one by clicking once, hold down Shift, select the other, and just drag across to your Google Drive. Now they've both uploaded. If we take template number 1, if you double click on it, what will happen is the app called Sheets or Google Sheets will start. What you will have is a fully working version of your spreadsheet. It's using the Google app, so it's saved in the cloud, and so you won't lose it. It's always there available to you. We can access a free copy of Microsoft Excel by going to the office.com website. If we sign up for a free version of Office, we put in our email and we'll click next. It will ask us to create a password. It asks for our birth date. It has sent a verification code to our email. If we go and we check our email, we'll see the verification code here. It is 2925. Enter in 2925. Next. Enter the characters you see. Again, we click next. It wants our details. We get rid of this. And now we have access to a number of Microsoft programs. The one we're interested in, if you look here, is Excel. We can click that. And if we click on New Blank Workbook, it will take a second, but it will open up a new worksheet. Here we have a blank worksheet to open our own templates. If we go to File and Open and click on OneDrive, this opens up our OneDrive, which is our online storage. Again, get rid of this, get rid of this. If you go to the folder where you have your template stored, if you click and drag them over, these will upload now to your OneDrive account. And now we see both files in our OneDrive account. If you select one and click on it, it will now open that template, and we have a fully working version of the template. So again, a free way to access Microsoft Excel. I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to cash flow projections, which are a quick and easy way to help you plan the spending in your business. Remember, cash flows don't bite. So have some fun and play around with the templates provided. For more information and help, contact Louth Local Enterprise Office, and the contact details are shown on your screen.